Let's break it down. Immigration protests in the US are not just marches and slogans anymore. They're turning into direct confrontations with federal agents. And now we're seeing that clearly on video. I'm Imran, a Middle East-based analyst who follows US politics and global affairs. Today I want to talk about the latest CNN reporting that shows ICE officers arresting immigration protesters on camera, and what that tells us about where this crackdown is heading. First, what are these videos actually showing? In clip after clip, you see the same pattern. Protesters with signs and phones chanting against raids and deportations. Lines of heavily armed officers in tactical gear, and then suddenly the line moves. People get pushed back, grabbed, zip-tied, and pulled away. Some of the people being detained aren't smashing windows or throwing things. They look like they're just in the crowd, or even just filming. In one scene, you see someone standing off to the side with a phone, only to be rushed, taken down, and handcuffed in seconds. For supporters of the crackdown, this looks like law enforcement finally getting tough. For a lot of others, it looks like the government treating protest itself as something suspicious. Second, how are the two sides explaining this? From the government side, the message is simple. We are targeting criminal illegals. We are enforcing the law. And if protesters block operations, surround vehicles, or ignore orders to move, they will be arrested too. That's the official line. But from the protesters' side, the story is very different. They say they're there to witness what's happening, record it, and stand between their neighbors and agents they don't trust. They point out that some of the people arrested in these videos are street vendors, bystanders, even US citizens who were later released when they could prove their status. Their question is, if just watching, shouting, or filming can get you dragged away, what rights do you really have left? Third, why do these videos matter so much? Because they change how the public experiences this crackdown. When you hear ICE arrested protesters, that sounds abstract. When you actually watch a clip of someone standing with a sign and then getting slammed against a car, it feels very different. You don't need a law degree to feel something when you see a young person screaming as they're pulled out of a crowd, or an older protester trying to talk to agents and ending up on the ground. Or a line of officers pushing through people who are yelling, "Don't touch him, he's a citizen." Those images travel faster than any press release. They end up on TikTok, X, YouTube, and they shape how people see the entire immigration debate. Fourth, what does this say about where America is right now? From where I'm sitting, outside the US, it looks like two different stories fighting each other. In one story, this is a necessary law and order campaign. The government is finally enforcing immigration rules that were ignored for years, and protesters are just making it harder to arrest people with serious records. In the other story, this is something else. A political project to scare immigrant communities, test the limits of protest rights, and send a message that if you stand in the way, even peacefully, you can be treated like a criminal too. The truth on the ground is probably a mix of both. Some people being arrested for real obstruction or violence, and others swept up simply for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or for daring to pull out a phone. So let's break it down one last time. New videos are putting the reality of ICE arrests and immigration protests right in front of everyone's eyes. They show a country where the line between enforcing the law and punishing dissent is getting dangerously thin. If you're in the US, maybe you've joined a protest, or you're just trying to live your life while raids are happening around you, I'd really like to hear what you see on the ground. Does this feel like necessary enforcement, or like a government that's starting to treat protest itself as a problem? This is Imran Breaks It Down, and we'll keep breaking it down together.